Yeah, I mean, super grandiose. I know. Like, let's meet in real life together and build together. I'm serious about this. And I have some ideas of how this might go down, and I've been thinking about it quite a lot. And yeah, it's my life purpose, so it may be too ambitious or unrealistic. No, right? I try to be achievable. I try to be reasonable. This is very important to me, and of course there's so much self-doubt that one can spiral into and so much criticism from the outside world. Nonetheless, I feel like I am a sort of, and I don't want to be too egoic or anything, but I feel like I am a sort of visionary, someone with a vision and with a purpose, and I want to share that kind of joy with other people. And I especially want to find people who understand the need and who will want to go with me. So grandiose, yeah, I know. Listen, I saw the best and the absolute worst of the internet. So I grew up on the internet the entire time of my entire life, and I've seen the worst of it. But this right here, finding like-minded people, I have found my best friends from the internet. This is a real thing. This tool needs to be used appropriately. And I guess this is a different point, but I'm kind of just giving context for just a second, but I've experienced community, right? I've experienced real community, of course, also kind of through the internet, but the best community experience I've had before was in a summer camp, like volunteer sort of environment, right? And it's a Christian environment where we all have this deep sense of purpose because we're all working together for a shared goal of, winning souls for the kingdom of Christ. Think about how like incredible that actually is. Not everyone like loved the idea, I guess, but I fucking love the idea. Like that appeals perfectly to someone like me. And it's perfect. And then it just fucking no, like it's temporary and it doesn't work out, and there's just a whole bunch of problems with Christianity itself. So what happened was we had a perfect thing, and this is my experience, and we have a perfect thing that kind of fell apart for many different reasons. And of course, my mission now is to try to rebuild that. So the broad goal, and we're moving on here, the broad goal of what I'm trying to do with this video is to put my beacon out to find somebody to meet in real life with. And basically, we would live our regular lives for the most part, unless we decide on a place to go, at which point we could have a shared goal. I would imagine maybe building like a camp or a shelter, or experimenting with bushcraft or those kinds of things. We would share meals and we would work together. So we would have some kind of like local volunteer work, some kind of project to work on together. But then we would also have like meals so that we can just kind of like talk and eat together. And this idea feels very sacred and fresh and beautiful to me. Of course, I need criticism on it, which is the great part. By the way, I'm not expecting anyone to see this, but I'm not necessarily expecting to find my people, but nonetheless, it's important to try. The purpose of making these videos and everything is to try, right? Because there's going to be someone who is like me. But the hard part is actually finding them and then figuring out details, but it's possible, right? Hopefully, we will align on values. This is super important. We have to have some kind of fundamental alignment, and I don't yet know how big it needs to be. What I do know, though, is that I've struggled horribly in my life with finding people who are actually like me. I still struggle with this all the time, of course. That's why I'm making this video, right? I'm looking for friends, right? I'm looking for friends. I have an ideal sort of embodied self. And I call this the king, the king, sovereign, embodied self, caring and knowing about every single problem vaguely. Every problem matters. Deep personal conviction and purpose, and devotion to that purpose. Using trauma to end cycles, not perpetuate or quietly repeat them in silence. caring equally about true values and their corresponding challenges, the evil things in the world that threaten those values, not participating in injustice, living by these virtues and values consistently, always in sacrifice. I know I'm just kind of like yelling at you right now. But I mean, generally, those are the kinds of values that I'm looking for, right? And of course, I have more content on this profile right now that you can see to see if we align, right? I guess as I'm talking, I'm realizing how risky this video is, for multiple reasons. It's like it's just it's a hard thing to try. It's hard to put yourself out there in this way. So a couple specific details. I was thinking we could meet up for 2 to 12 weeks in some kind of environment where we can basically just live our own lives, or the low risk kind of environment, kind of commitment. Yeah, we could volunteer in a nearby city or something, right? I would imagine, even if we chose like maybe a campsite to go to, or just a sort of open space. I think it would be incredible for myself and others who kind of share like and again, I don't know the exact amount of alignment that we need to have, but if we share, whether it's all of these values that I have, whether it's just our personalities or something, if we share these things, we can conquer a space together somehow. And that's sort of the goal of this. And of course, we'd cook together. We would empower each other to basically have higher standards of living by our virtues that we care about, right? Because one of the hardest things in life is like trying to be a good person fucking alone. It's one of the greatest tragedies that I've witnessed in life, and this is a tragedy that has befallen me. Something needs to be done about that. And finally, right, we would see if we are good friends to maybe stay together and build an actual community together and live in community together permanently. So basically, I'm looking for best friends in a lot of ways. Now I know, so few people would ever be willing to do this with me, but I put the beacon out nonetheless, and it's crucial to do stuff like this. And I would only hope that more people would get online and do the same thing that I'm doing. There are more details to figure out, but of course that's the gist of it. I put my beacon out to the world because we have this incredible technology. And yeah, I want a revolution to take place, quite honestly. A peaceful revolution. Some kind of change in our culture. I want to live in some kind of microculture of sorts that's, of course, like aligned. I want to be around like-minded people. I want to be around people who see the same evil in the world as me and are kind of destroyed by it and who want to do something. And I know there's a lot of those people out there. So if you're adventurous and you like what I've said, I hope I can connect with you. But yeah, I'm also open to like criticism and questions and everything. So thank you for watching.